Hey, and a good Saturday morning to you. It is a beautiful day here in Southeast Iowa. A little bit chilly, a little bit crisp on a fall day here in Southeast Iowa. We are at Brothers Market, and it is time for the sports section here on Steve Shuttler Media. Let's go to Alan, Bruce, and Rick.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Welcome today here on, like you said, a nice crisp Saturday morning. The sun's out after a big homecoming victory last night, and we got here the boss man of Brothers Grocery here, or Market. I always want to say grocery sometimes. Brothers Market here, Rick Landgrib, and also the Grand Marshal of the homecoming parade. And I think that was pretty cool, and that's kind of an honor, Rick.
Yeah.
I remember getting to do that there a few years ago, and I was just like, what are you asking me for? But
I was the same when Coach
that's cool.
Crawford, yeah, well, thanks.
That's cool.
I was the same when Crawford called, and I'm like, yeah, we did enjoy it. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, they must think a little bit of us, so that makes you feel good too. And then look over there at Eddie Conrad. There's 40 chicken wings here, and what is it? 8 o'clock on the money. So
40 chicken wings.
40 chicken wings going out the door. It looks like over there.
Love it.
Yeah, that's the big news today, Chicken Wing Day.
We kind of had them wings won by halftime last night.
Yeah, did we have 42 in the first quarter maybe? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I knew it was coming. So it might be a little bit like if anyone's played with Ticketmaster lately, it's not fun to call in and play on Ticketmaster. That's kind of how it is on the phones back there today with the ladies. So be patient with them. Place your order at the chicken today and come in and see us.
Rick, you got any other specials here today with your apps or?
This week's apps, excuse me, is a good question. I haven't even looked at my.
You had soup for free.
So yeah, Progressive Soup is on the ad this week. Our Brothers Water is cheap this week, as you can see. We got rid of it. There we go. We even got rid of a pallet, so you didn't have to move as many today.
Yep.
So
I moved them around.
You did.
I said only in Sigourney, Iowa. Does a customer come in and just start moving stuff around?
Yes, go grab his pallet jack.
I mean, that's small town for you.
Did you notice the Halloween candy's about gone too?
Yes,
so
it is.
About time to get in here and get that. So
pumpkin spice granola bars are
they're gone.
Yep.
They're gone.
You're welcome.
I ate one of those. And I was hoping for more pumpkin taste, but there wasn't.
I passed on them.
It was a good granola bar, but not much pumpkin taste.
But anyway,
back to your Grand Marshal, Rick.
Yeah.
I want to say, I know why you got it. The amount of stuff you do for this community is unmatched, absolutely unmatched.
Amen.
And the way you support all the athletics, all the kids, all the foundations in Sigourney, thank you very much, and we really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. So I can't do it without the people that come in here through these doors, or even the stuff I do on my own time. I just enjoy it. So, but I do appreciate everything. So now let's. There we got another good customer going out the door heading to Iowa City, I do believe. So it's game day. Yep. So big win for the Cobras. It's going to be a big win for the Hawks. And Coach Weber's coming in here next with the playoff.
I got one more question for you, Rick. Is there a certain type of music that you play that you feel like you get more customers and more, items sold? Because the music when I came in, I sat here for a couple, and I just about fell asleep. And I was like, Rick needs some more upbeat music where you're like just kind of moving around with the cart. And I think it tipped me to buy more.
Well, this is a little secret. It's a secret, so don't tell anyone. All right. So I do get to pick the playlist on that. It is 95% country based. If you haven't figured that out here yet, so
all Morgan Wallen.
A lot of it's today's country stuff, and that's a perk of being the boss. The ladies keep wanting a little bit of older rock in there. I throw that in between the hours of 6 and 7, but 7 and 8 maybe, and then it kicks into country time. So, but the good news is in about 3 weeks, I can really get these employees wound up because
the Christmas
music comes out. So,
yep, we knew it.
So,
hey, Rick, did you notice that since the Grand Marshal was here, Al had to bring a bigger stool in?
I saw that. It makes him look
bigger. He had to be above you.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's true.
You sat there thinking I was the first Grand Marshal.
Only Bruce would recognize that,
though. So, all right.
Thanks, Rick.
I'll be
back. For coming on. We'll see you at the end of the show.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, while we're in between and Coach Weber comes up and takes his seat, just want to tell you, if you're ever watching the sports section and the internet feed isn't the greatest, we always record it, and I'll always be playing a replay later on without any interruptions from the internet. So in case you're watching live and things get a little spotty, just do keep in mind I will be posting it again later on, and you can watch without any internet interruptions. Again, we're live at Brothers Market in Sigourney, and let's go to the guys with Coach Weber.
All right, thanks,
Morning,
Steve. We got Coach Weber here of the Pekin Panthers. Nice 44-0 win at Wapello last night. Improves your district record to 4-2. Overall 5-2, and I would say that probably solidified playoffs for you guys somewhere, in the mix. But this is going to be a first-time playoff appearance for a few years here anyway. So congratulations on that, Coach. If you just want to kind of take us through the game a little bit last night.
Yeah, good to get our program a playoff berth. I think it might be the first time they've been there since the COVID year. So, and that's been longer ago than it feels sometimes. But then again, it feels like yesterday. But yeah, last night we traveled to Wapello, spread the ball out pretty well on offense. We had a couple passing touchdowns, and we had the rest on the ground. Robert Brown, 2 touchdown catches. Henry Adam, Will Adams, Finn Dahlstrom all got in on the ground. And then, defensively, we were able to play really well and limit yardage in the second half to, I think, right flush even, 0 yards on defense. So it was a testament to our defense playing really well in the second half. And, you come out, shut out. We locked up a playoff berth with one more regular season game to go, and we're excited to move forward.
Come out of that healthy, Coach?
We did, and we had 2 kids out last night, and they'll be back joining us Monday and Tuesday. So, we are pretty 100% healthy, which is really important. Obviously, to anyone, but especially with lower numbers, that's a huge thing.
So I believe you've had back-to-back weeks now of giving up goose eggs. I mean, have you changed stuff on defense, or do you feel like your defensive just, really coming together now, hitting on all cylinders? And
yeah, no, we haven't changed anything. We just continue to work on what we've put in since June. We did make a kind of a slight change from last year to this year. We shuffled some guys around as well. It definitely deserves some shout out is Ike Sylvester and Alton Williams at defensive end. They're just incredible. They're huge bodies, and they're able to squeeze the line of scrimmage well. And then Tanner Adrian, Cal Miller, those 2 right now are kind of handling the inside duties for the most part. Another kid, Hudson Deitch, Caden Bender, those 2 kind of rotate in there a little bit. And the tone is set on the line of scrimmage, but we probably work on defense more than offense some days in practice. And right now it's paying off. Our kids understand not to give up big plays and kind of have that bend but don't break mentality, and it's served us well even in the big games this year for the most part.
It's not a bad thing to work on defense a little more. I know me and Coach Seller's philosophy is if they can't score, we can't lose. So
that is true. That's true.
It's a good testament with the goose eggs shutouts. I know it's always nice to see those shutouts. Who you got coming up next week, and kind of give us a synopsis of where you think your road in the playoffs is going to go.
Yeah. So we got Louisa Muscatine at home to finish out the regular season. Someone asked me last night. We cannot take. We're as excited we are about playoff berth. We're only worried about next week right now. They have some athletes, that excel in basketball, and they get some size and line of scrimmage that our kids know when we get back Monday we're going to be really focused to take them on. And we'll be in for a fight, and if we play well and take care of our fundamental football stuff, I think we got a good shot to win. Moving forward, past that, if we are able to get the win Friday night, I think that for sure locks up the 3 seed for us. I believe 3 and 4 will travel, so the state controls it most of the time, but you always try to get a little bit of an idea in the back of your head of where you might be going. I know there's some teams like Linville and Central Decatur in the district to the west of us. And, that district's still undecided, but I think we'll host a 2 seed if I understand the situation right. Or we could go to a district that's more northeast from here. And that district's still pretty messy, and it'll come down to the end of next week. So with that being said, we don't care where we go. Our kids are really excited, and all this is just kind of a testament to the kids that have bought in for the last 2 years. And I can't thank the parent system enough for really encouraging their kid to be involved, because I was talking earlier this week, like, time is non-perishable. That's one of the few things you can't rewind or get back, and a lot of these kids spend definitely more time with our coaching staff than they do their parents. So I just can't thank the program, our administration, the kids, and as well as their families for putting so much into this.
One last question I'd like to mention to you, Coach, is this is what, your 3rd year down there, and I mean, obviously the program's in the right direction. I know this year you kind of helped start some flag football for the young kids, which obviously we all know that's kind of where it starts, is getting kids interested in the first place. And if you just kind of want to touch on that, and I don't know if you talked to the coaches much of how it went, but I did a little bit, and they were so excited about next year already. So
yeah, so I've known since when I was here. Anytime you got a quality youth program that feeds kids up to junior high, and then a quality junior high program that goes to the high school program, everything's gonna keep building from there. So in terms of our youth program, we started a 6-week fundamentals on Sundays from 2 to 3:30. And, we got some alumni that come out for that. Hopefully I don't miss anyone, but, Kurt Lowenberg, Troy Adam, Andy Long, Ryan Akins helped a little bit. Maybe not all those guys are alumni, but guys that come out and give their time to the young kids to do that. In addition, thanks to you this year, we were able to kind of, feed peeking some of those membership forms, and we had a decent amount of them join on. I think we had couple upper grade teams, and then one lower grade team, but I've heard a lot of people already say that now they want to do it next year, so hopefully those numbers keep building. And then they were able to play, like, great idea by you, but they played at halftime of our homecoming game there, or actually before the game. And then they're trying to maybe squeeze something into this next Friday, everyone that's done the fundamental stuff. So it's important for the high school and the people that have graduated to see the youth programs. And then obviously Matt Jones and Josie Sarin, our junior high coaches, they do a great job as well. Their hearts are in it for the right reason, and they're having a little bit of a tough year this year, but all the right things are there, and the kids are hearing the right things. And we're pretty involved from K through 8 now than we were 2 years ago.
all right, thanks, Coach, and thanks for coming in. Good luck next week, and we'll be talking another Panther victory.
Hopefully. Thanks.
Thanks, Clint.
All righty, that is Coach Clint Weber joining us this morning here on the sports section. And as we welcome in the ladies from English Valleys, we're taking a look at this week's Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week. That is Addison Achenbach of English Valleys Cross Country. I believe she is our third young lady in a row from English Valleys High School with the Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week. So congratulations to Addison this week. We are all squeezed in here at Brothers Market, and let's take it back to Alan and Bruce and the girls from English Valleys.
All right, thanks, Steve. Yeah, we got 3 English Valley girls here. I feel like we're in bear country instead of cobra country, but we've got, next to me, we got Kennedy Axmere. She was our Week 5 winner. Addison Achenbach, and she was our Week 6 winner. And Imogen Stratton, which was our Week 4 winner. Congratulations, girls, for one. That's awesome to me.
That's impressive.
We were just talking about. I got to get out of here. How small English Valley is, and for you guys to have the support that you do in the votes, because that's, I don't know, one of you guys won with, I think there was more votes than people in North English, South English, and Webster. So you guys were all very impressive with your votes and stuff there. So I guess each one of you guys, right? I got 10 million notes here to ask, I guess, but I just kind of wanted to go through. If you guys could just kind of tell from kindergarten up, maybe stuff you're involved in up through your senior year here. And I know, Addison, you're a freshman, but kind of the same stuff. Just what your hobbies are, what you do, what you've done, some accomplishments, and whatnot.
Oh boy, this is gonna take me a little while, but I've grown up on a family farm, so kindergarten I started 4-H, showing livestock, had all of that, and I found the love for softball at first. Honestly, softball was my love, and I also participated in basketball, and volleyball didn't come till 3rd grade. I wasn't exactly involved with it, but started junior high, I started track. That is where I hit a very good spot in my life. I figured out that I loved to throw discus, and it just really clicked for me. And sadly, junior high 8th grade year got cut short. I lost a year of growth, but coming into my freshman season, it was really strong. I mean, volleyball was going great. I started as a freshman, just figuring out the sport because, those little kids stuff, it doesn't do you much until you're competitively in the sport for volleyball. And then basketball, I was playing here and there. And track, I qualified for state, and that was something else. I have never experienced something like that before, and it honestly changed my life for the better. And getting to softball season, I was pitching every other game with Hannah Marsh, and that was very fun. I made it to Drake for track. Won Drake. That was such a shock. I was coming in, had no clue that I'd even have a chance. I was just going to have fun. And then state track, getting second, I also, no clue. I just went to throw, and I was having fun. And basketball season was also very good that year. I mean, we almost made it to state, and that hasn't happened since 2003 in our program. So my high school career has been very great. I'm loving it right now, and hopefully I'm going to set a good end to it.
Good. And I love how you talk about each sport and how you had fun. I mean, that's what it's about is having fun. And if you're enjoying it, I mean, you can definitely be successful.
Yeah, our community is great. I mean, obviously the votes were crazy, and we just have so much support for our community.
Yeah, English Valley's won 4 of the 6 weeks of Athletes of the Week, because Ben Kaufman was our number 2 winner. So
Second week.
Yeah, I guess we kind of should have brought him in, huh?
I don't think he would have fit.
Okay, Imogen, which, before I forget, what a unique name.
I know.
And I want to ask you, how old were you when you were able to finally pronounce your name correctly?
Okay, so no one's really ever been able to really pronounce it. Everybody gets it wrong all the time. Everybody. I'm surprised you got it right. That's actually amazing.
It kind of helps when my wife, I think, probably coached you guys maybe a year when she was up there. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And she was the one that, this is how you pronounce her name, because I did not know at first. So
I know. Okay. Yeah, Imogen is just a weird name. I don't even know where my mom got it or the spelling.
Well, no wonder, knowing your mom. I mean, that's probably
Yeah, that's true.
She probably wasn't for sure herself.
That's true. She's
She just threw letters on the table, and that's what came up.
Yeah, exactly.
Scrabble.
exactly.
But anyway, Imogen, if you just want to kind of go through your last 12 years of school and hobbies and stuff.
So I actually started school at CCA, and then I moved to EV around 2nd grade. I was actually pretty boring at first. I didn't start sports until the 6th grade. And then from there, I've just had amazing coaches. Kennedy's dad actually was one of my basketball coaches, and he's the one that really pushed me to just try and just get better. And the other girls in my grade, Kennedy and Delaney and Ada, I look up to them so much. And the girls ahead of me in those grades, I've pushed myself to be like them and just be better. Throughout every single year that I've done sports. And Kennedy especially, it's just she's a great person. She really pushes you. So she's one that I really look up to be like, and it just makes me a better player, makes me a better teammate just in general. And So I think I'm a pretty nice person. I like to be nice. So when I started sports, I was not nice at all. And then as I've grown, my mom keeps telling me to be aggressive. You can't be nice. You can't just hand people the basketball on the court when you're playing. You can't just like gently toss the ball over the net or whatever. And then so I started being aggressive and just having fun with it. And now I love sports so much. Volleyball is like my passion. I do club. I like try out for big teams, but I didn't start trying out until like my junior year or like my sophomore year. So obviously those teams were already like set up pretty well already. I wish I would have started way earlier. I wish that I would have found my love for volleyball way earlier, but I want to try to move that into college for sure. So
Very good. Very good.
yeah.
Okay, now we'll send it over here to the baby of the three here, Addison Achenbach.
All she's got to do is say, I run.
Yeah.
Kind of what I do.
Kind of the same thing, Addison. Just kind of tell us your upbringing there and the hobbies and what else you do besides run, but maybe that's all you do is run. So.
No, in my free time I run. That's really all I do. Basketball, I really found a love for basketball when we had our Caleb Lewis as a coach because he's just made me fall in love with the sport. And then going into track, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to run long distance, but I didn't know what to do because I just fell in love with basketball and just wanted to play. But then you got softball, and I
started as an 8th grader.
I did start out as an 8th grader. It's not what I thought was going to happen. I knew I was probably going to run for Kennedy and Taylor, but I had no idea that I would be starting as an 8th grader and doing as well as I did. But then you go into cross country this year, and you didn't know what to expect. You knew that you had a twin sister that was going to push you to be your best, and she had one injury that she wasn't close to me in the first 3 meets, and then she finally caught up to me. It's like I got to push myself to be the very best, and there's some meets that goes through my head, and I like, if Aubrey wants to beat me, she can beat me, but I really don't want that to happen because, having a twin is tough. I mean, there's just times where you want to kill her, but then you just hug her after the race and tell her good job, and I always tell her, what are you doing up here with me? She goes, I feel great. I said, no, you don't. You can get back there with the pack. Because having her as second and third at Armani meet, it's going to be tough for Sickle because I know she's going to be right there with me. And it's good for our team especially because having a team that's so great as ours and having the bond that we have, that sometimes you'll hate the bond and sometimes you'll just love the bond because cross country is a sport that's individual, but it's also a team. You're running the race as an individual, but once you finish, it's a team score. So you just got to put your mind into it, and it's just mental for me.
And I kind of went through some bound stats and stuff, and it had you down as a 21:51. Is that your best this year?
No, 21:27 is my best.
Okay, 21:27.
Yes.
And do you have like any goals that you want to try to reach?
Or
time or?
I want to get my time into the 20s, but I also do want to make it to state this year because I feel like that would be so cool. It's such a fun experience too.
Yeah, and your team must be rocking because I went through on at least like 4 or 5 of the meets you've went to. You guys are top 3 finishers every time. So,
Yep.
is that just the girls team?
Yeah, we have a boys runner, Gage Heine, that he was out for an injury, and then he came back really strong and just won a meet right away, and that was really good for him.
Okay. Back to the volleyball girls here, and same thing. I kind of like went through your stats and stuff, and it seemed like to me your games. It's kind of a roller coaster season. You won 2, then you lost 2, then you won 3, you lost 2, you won 3. Just kind of a up and down season. So I mean, just tell me a little bit about your season and how from the start to now. Have you guys feel like you've improved or?
Improvement in the last few years. I mean, our program has never been good at volleyball, if we're going to say that to the least. I mean, in the past 2 years, we have really improved our team, and just working as a team all together has really been the big difference. But, I mean, we have been giving top competitors of our conference a fit, and that excites me a lot. I mean, it's been amazing.
And I know we had the Sigourney coaches on here a few weeks ago, and both of them kind of said they really felt like the Sickle Conference across the board was even, and you better come to play each night because anybody could beat anybody, and that's really how they felt. So, is that kind of how you feel like the conference goes, or?
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I feel like, so anything can happen in volleyball, especially because you never know when you're going to have off nights or on nights. But I feel like every team in this Sickle this year is actually good. Like we are a good group of high schoolers just in general, like all around this like Sickle region. It's actually amazing.
Sure.
But we have a lot of good athletes, and I feel like us especially, we have grown so much, and we work so hard, our whole entire team, from like freshmen through seniors this year for our school. We work so hard in and out of practice and in the weight room and everything. That's one of the reasons why we have been so good.
Sure. Just kind of on our finishing note here, guys, I know for all three of you, we're kind of, the season's in the rearview mirror now, and I mean it's getting towards the end. But you guys all have conference, I believe, this coming week.
Yep.
Is that correct? And who do you guys play first?
Monday, we're at North Mahaska. First, we play Colfax, best of 3, and then if we win, we go on to play North Mahaska, best of 5.
And how did you guys fare against them in the season?
We beat Colfax in 5 last Monday, and then North Mahaska beat us in 4 on Thursday.
Okay.
But, we fought hard. It was kind of an off night for us, so we're going to bring our A game on Monday.
Okay. And Addison, like, where do you stand in the conference, or maybe your top, just going into conference as a runner, just individual yourself?
Right now, I think I'd be sitting at 2, 3, or 4 because on Monday it was all conference teams except for 2 that were 2A schools, and I got second and Aubrey got third, so I think we'll be pretty good for conference. And seeing our team right behind us after you finish is just so special.
Well, one, thanks for coming in, girls. I appreciate it. I got one last question, and I remember asking some of the boys that we had come in is from kindergarten up throughout, who was your favorite coach?
Oh my gosh, wait.
And that might have been the same response we got out of the boys.
It was. Most of these girls probably don't remember, Al, but I'm pretty sure that we reffed some of their youth basketball games in Sigourney.
I remember both of you clearly.
And when you say your dad's passionate, your dad's passionate.
Yeah. Kelly Alberts, she was my coach at Renegades. She completely changed my life. I have never seen a coach so passionate but yet so hard on a player, and she had a drive like no other, and that just really sparked my interest. And, until we got Jeff Miller, our basketball coach, I've never had a bond with a coach like him. He talks to me almost every day, even comes to our games outside of basketball, and he's just such a great support.
Very good. That's what we talk about, too, is the bond with your coach and the students. Addison?
I would say my favorite coach is Luke Castor, just because he's made me fall into love with cross country more than I ever would have thought my 7th grade year going in. In just those 3 years, he's pushed me to be the best I can, and pushing our team too, and not just favoring another student, and just having a bond with him is great inside and out. And yeah.
Okay, this is actually so hard because I've had
Imogen, do not say your mom.
Say your mom.
I have had so many good coaches. It's my mom. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm gonna narrow it down to 3. It's either gonna have to be Coach Hester, Kennedy's dad, Steve Axmere, or this is so hard. Or Becker, Coach Becker. But I'm probably gonna have to go with Becker because she has really grown me. Like, because I had her. It was in freshman year. Yeah, it was just our freshman year. But she really improved me a lot my freshman year. And even outside of sports, outside of practice, she's helped me with so many stuff. She's helped me go watch film, and she's just a great person. She's one of my best friends, and she's a second parent to me. So
Yeah, all good coaches, and that's very important, to bond with your coaches, and even in life after sports. So I guess, girls, thanks for coming in. Obviously, good luck running this week in conference. Good luck in the conference tournament. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you guys. But thanks for your time. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for being our athletes of the week.
Thanks for coming in, girls. Good luck.
Thank you.
All righty, once again, our last 3 athletes of the week. Here, you guys can have some stickers if you want. Our last 3 athletes of the week here on Steve Shuttler Media. And as we're in between coaches and we bring Coach Jensen in, let's look at some of our specials, the digital deals of the week here at Brothers Market on the Brothers Market app. So make sure you get the Brothers Market app and take advantage of all those great deals. Let's go back to Alan and Bruce and Coach Jensen.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Our last coach here, of course, is our coach, Coach Jensen of the SK Cobras. A big 82-0 win last night. I guess I'm just going to ask you, Coach, a little favor here. I will root for Nebraska today if you can recap every touchdown in order from last night.
Well, Nebraska won last night, so they're not playing today.
That's why I'm rooting for him, Coach. That is why I'm rooting for him.
It's on Huddle.
I couldn't trick him. I know it.
Yeah,
Did not trick him.
Last night was a blur. You know, I know. I don't know the order. I know. Well, I think Stout had the first one. Bruns had. Well, he had 2. Kale had 1. Ike had 2. Sawyer to Kindred for a touchdown. Sawyer to Chase Searin for a touchdown. We had a pick 6, fumble 6, punt return for a touchdown, and I think that's it.
It was almost a blur up there.
Galindo touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
Galindo scored too.
There's the 12th.
I will say, you know what, Steve, I'm a little disappointed in a couple of coaches' players here, because I gathered them after our meal there on Thursday night, and I was in a pick'em thing with the Sigourney News Review of what was going to be the first score, and you would win some prizes. Well, I was just like, you know what, I'm going Sawyer Stout pass to Kindred. So I told the boys after we ate, I was like, I don't care what Coach Jensen calls, you guys change the play, run levels, and hit Kindred down the middle, and then I'll win some prizes. And Sawyer spoiled the whole thing by taking it up the gut for a touchdown there. So,
well, I think they know better.
I'm sure they do. So you're 4-0 in the district now. Obviously, overall 6-1. Control. You know, I don't know if the number 1 is completely locked, but it's got to be close. If you want to talk a little bit about just where you're at here.
Yeah, I think we clinched the district title last night, but have one more game to go, and it's not going to be a letdown game. I mean, I think we understand we haven't played necessarily as well as we should have all season. We've put it together the last couple weeks, and you know, we just got to keep competing against our best, and it doesn't matter who's in front of us, whether they're good, bad, indifferent. You know, everybody wants to come and give you their best shot. We know we're going to get that. We just got to play our tails off like we have the last couple weeks, and you know, I'm just happy with the effort, the execution, the physicality. It's all coming full circle.
Did you come out healthy last night? It looked like everybody stayed pretty healthy. I didn't see any stoppages for injuries or anything. How's that looking?
You know, Porter Cave there at the end, I think kind of just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit, but everybody else played pretty clean, and you know, that's huge. You know, we've just every game it seems like injury. The last couple we've been past that and haven't really had anybody dinged up. So, you know, injury front wise, other than the 3 guys that have ACLs that are out for the season, I think we've got everybody back in full swing.
Excellent.
I guess one thing that I thought was really impressive, Coach, and I heard you talking about it on the radio there last night, was, you know, you got all 4 strings in, and we still gave up the goose egg. And I thought the younger kids played lights out, you know, and like you said, you know, it's their time to shine, and I really felt those kids played hard, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, those games are huge just for the culture of the team. You know, I mean, those guys put in those young guys put in as much work as anybody else, but they play on Monday nights, so the big crowds aren't necessarily there, and your time to shine. Don't let the team down. We know what our goal was. After halftime, whoever's in, keep the goose egg offensively. Keep doing your thing. We weren't telling them to back off or anything like that. You got to go play, and when those young guys get that opportunity to go play, you want to see them at their best. And I think across the board all night long, I feel like we saw all our kids' best, and to be able to fit 60 kids in the game, it was I don't really remember much of the second half because I was looking down on my card figuring out who was going in, who was coming out.
I could definitely see you pacing up and down and just trying to make sure you got guys in.
Yep. I think it was important, and we've had that in the past where I left one or two guys out, and you feel bad. And I told them at halftime, I said, guys, we're going to try to get everybody, but it's not a guarantee. There's a lot of things going on and a lot of pieces we got put together, but I thought the kids did a fantastic job of stepping up and doing their thing, whether it was the first group, really just taking care of business, 35-0 after the first quarter. And, what blew my mind was we ran 17 offensive plays all night long. 17.
And scored 9 touchdowns
scored
on
9
offense.
touchdowns and 3 touchdowns other ways. So, you hate to put it 82 on anybody, and but at some point the other team has to stop you, and I think with those 17 offensive plays, we had 2 backs with 3 carries, I think 2 backs with 2 carries, and then 4 or 5 with 1 carry. So we obviously did our thing offensively, and that was good to see, just multitude of guys getting carries, but not a whole lot of carries. So it was offensively, I knew we were going to stay pretty healthy with that aspect.
I know in some of those games it gets hard just to you can't tell your kids to stop playing. You just can't, because then kids get hurt, and it's not fair to them either. And I know last night up in the press box, like one of the last touchdowns scored, I went to play the sirens, and they're like, you're really going to do that? And I'm like, if they don't want to hear the siren, they need to stop us. I mean, nothing against them. Our kids deserve it. Yeah. I mean, they put in the work. They put in the effort. Plus, I know you talked about your younger kids. I want to give a shout out to JV. They don't get much limelight. Had a big win against Pella Christian. Looked really, really good.
Absolutely. They, what was it, 72-0?
70-0.
Okay, 70. Monday night was exciting. I mean, those guys came out, and we didn't know necessarily what Pella Christian would have. They looked like they had some dudes, and I think they had a few pieces that were pretty talented. But I think as a group, our entire JV just swarmed them. Offensively, we were off and running. Defensively, we were shutting things down. The special teams played well, and I know those guys work their special teams. If they're not on first or second team, work them on like Fridays or Thursday nights while the varsity's kind of practicing on the game field. But not a whole lot of reps for their special teams. But I feel like the guys that were out there, the limited reps they had, did a pretty good job and put them in some tough field positions. And again, those kids, man, they come to work. It's not when we're going team offense, they're just sitting there playing scout team or sitting there watching. When we go team, it's completely split. The JV's down battling each other, the varsity's down battling each other, and I think with our numbers, obviously you can do that, and I think we continue to see the benefit of having that many kids to be able to split. Where my first 6, 7, 8 years, we didn't necessarily have enough to do that, so you're using some of those young guys on scout team. A lot of them aren't ready for that, and it kind of maybe deters some of them from playing. But we like to try to go, freshmen, sophomores playing one end, juniors, seniors the other end. There are some guys that obviously, younger guys that might make up to the varsity, some older guys varsity that might be playing down with the JV. But just try to split that so everybody's getting reps, and I think we see that now. The benefit of being able to do that.
I feel like I've seen that the last few years here with the numbers. And like you said, there's not so much standing around in practice, and the kids are getting reps. And I think you can tell from freshmen to seniors that how much we've improved just due to our numbers and the kids getting reps and playing and stuff. So, and nothing against Pella Christian, but, it doesn't happen very often. But this is the first year that junior high through JV, senior varsity, we've swept them and swept them handily. And I just think that's, where our program has improved, that much, because Pella Christian was a rock for quite some time, and we even had a hard time handling them down in our level. And we swept them this year. And then just another note here, Coach Hahn brought up, but I was looking at it last night. Just this past week, our SK program, junior high, JV, varsity, scored 260 points, and it's almost unbelievable of the offense that our programs have put up, and that just tells you a little bit about our program, I think, of how deadly we can be. So,
well, I think that statistic is huge, but how many points?
We gave up points in one game, didn't we? Did the JV? Because we had shutout. The
JV gave up 14 or 21,
or maybe it's 20.
It was 20. It was 20.
Yeah, so, but I mean, still,
but
they also scored 70. So,
yes.
But yeah, totally 260 to 20. I mean, wow. Yeah. Not very many programs can say that, I don't think. So.
No, and we appreciate. I mean, you guys. Well, 5th and 6th grade is kind of where they all start before flag football or after flag football. But kind of the energy you guys bring to the junior high program, I'm sure it's unlike most teams out there. We can tell you guys care. You want to prepare them for the next level, and I think we're getting that out of you guys for sure. So we appreciate you guys and the effort.
I know when I started coaching with Coach Sellers after Mr. Crawford stepped down, our goal was to get you 20 bodies a year.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're looking at the sideline, we got 80 kids on this.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
Yep. Yeah, and that's huge. I mean, you make it fun. People want to be a part of it, and if it's successful, people want to be a part of it. And I think right now it's fun for them, and it's the successful piece. Going out and winning games is fun. Losing's not. And that's the mindset. You can't just come. You got to come to work and come to want to make yourself better, because if you just step out there and haven't prepared yourself mentally, physically, all those things, it might not be overly fun for you.
And I could just tell the other night when you huddled all the kids around there, I mean, just looking at our junior high, I mean, they were all so focused and ready to come to the next level, and that's exciting for us. Obviously, we've coached all the kids through, but just to watch how much more successful they are in high school is just a good feeling for us of what I mean, it makes you feel good anyway. So
it really does.
I kind of wanted to change the note a little bit here. Was trying to find a good game to talk to you about. Was you also have a son that plays 5th and 6th tackle football, and I know you kind of help coach with that when you can. If you just want to talk a little bit about the 5th and 6th, little Jay, and maybe what is your expectations coming out of that 5th and 6th? What do you want them guys to learn or what?
Well, I think I've kind of stepped back a little more early on. Practices, I was out there energized. That was the beginning of our season, and as the season's gone on, I've just physically and mentally kind of went downhill a little bit, and so I kind of backed off, and I just go down there on Sundays now. I know those guys know what they're doing, and they Biggie and I kind of worked with them there, kind of set kind of a practice schedule up and whatnot, and kind of showed them a few things, and then they've kind of taken that and ran. So, but we've had some games we looked really good. We've had some games we haven't looked very good. But I think at that age level, it's again about the fun piece and making things fun, making it enjoyable. We've got, I think, 38, 39 kids out in those two grades. So, about another 20 apiece, I'd say. And season's winding down. We've got two teams, obviously, so it's pretty well evenly split. So we play some of these teams that they're towns that maybe it's only one team where it's all the best. And you win, you lose, whatever. I mean, just make sure we're learning, having fun, and I think the coaching staff is doing a great job of that. And we got 2 games left. I think tonight. SK Purple plays at Williamsburg under the lights, and then tomorrow SK Gold goes over to New Sharon for a game. So, not sure where the last week's at. Both of them are away. I think we've had 3 home games in a row the last
Right,
3
right,
weeks.
yeah.
So we're going to be traveling here. But good group of kids. And I think, getting that many and starting them that young, just learning the fundamentals. And I think, not looking big picture, look small picture, teach them what we want them to teach them. And, they'll just continue to progress. Obviously, you guys are going to get those 6th graders next year. Hopefully, they'll be in a good place for you. And, I know you guys will do a great job with them as well.
Okay, very good. I guess last on the note here, we travel to Eddyville next week and then on to the first round of playoffs. Just a quick review of, how does the playoffs work here this year? As a number 1 seed, 2, 3, 4, travel, home, away, whatever. So
32 teams make it, top 4 in each district. Obviously ones will play 4s, 2s will play 3s. In the past, they've kind of potted things up, or maybe you had a sister district that, District 5 and District 6, you're tied together, so you'll play each other. They've kind of gone away from that, and honestly, I think I kind of like how they're doing it. I mean, they might pull a team from the north down to us. One of our teams go east. Just not the okay. You two districts are gonna play each other. Last year we drew Sumner Fredericksburg first game. Well, we drew from the north. The next week we draw from the south here, and it's just it'll be an exciting time because I think you don't know who you're going to be playing, so
and that kind of makes it fun too. Really.
Yeah, I agree. Just you're trying to figure out, all right, what 4 seeds are close. You're trying to figure out what the state's going to do, and I know every coach does that. And Adam Sellers is on that as well, and he's pretty spot on with what he does, and
he's been doing that for 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah, he has, but a lot of these districts, it's coming down to the last week to figure out your placing. So I think it's a little tougher this year than maybe it has been in the past. But we'll host first round. I mean, we should have home field throughout. Until we get to 2 1 seeds playing each other, and then it goes alphabetically going from the start to finish this year. Being SK, we're obviously back towards the end, and last year we drew Van Meter. Well, they started from the reverse order and forward. So we'd love to have that home game, assuming we get to that point, but we can't think that far ahead. We put ourselves in a position to at least host 1. You take care of business there, you're probably hosting 2. Take care of business there, you got a chance to host the 3rd one.
All right, very good. Well, Coach, thanks for coming in. Good luck next week against Eddyville. We'll be looking probably about this time next week for the playoff pairings.
Yep.
And I'll tell you right now, I agree with Jason Summers. You know what? No one's going to want to play SK in the playoffs right now because they are rolling and I think hitting on all cylinders right now. So we're definitely going to be a force in the playoffs. So it should be a fun ride yet. So like you said the other night, I hope we still got 5 games left here. So anyway, thanks, Coach, for coming in.
Thank you, guys.
Coach.
Thank you. Go Cobras.
You bet.
All righty. Thank you, Coach Jensen, for coming in. As we bring Rick Landgrebe in back from Brothers Market, we're taking a look right now, guys, at the Pick'em standings, complete with special pictures for each of us. The only one with a normal picture on here is Rick. We're nice to Rick so far. We'll get a good one for next week, though.
Well, that's because Rick gives us stuff. I mean, we got to be nice to Rick.
No, you don't have to.
Coming in first, we have a tie coming in after last week's action with Pumpkin Spice Sellers and Bulldog Hahn at 40 points apiece. So you guys are tied at the top. The guest pickers, are we just going to grab somebody random?
We're just going to grab somebody today.
Yeah, we're just going to get somebody to come pick something.
The next person through the door is going to be our guest picker. Guest pickers have 37 points, and then Stunning Steve, which is me, and Riverboat Rick, we are tied at 36, and as always, we have to point out that Rick was missing 1 week, so I'm in reality, I'm dead last. So there you go. There you go. So let's take it back here to the guys, Alan, Rick, and Bruce.
Al, on a side note, I forgot to tell Jensen this, that 82 points. You think you'd be top of the week? Nah, BGM beat Melcher Dallas 98-0 last night.
My gosh, yeah, that don't count.
That don't count.
Don't even
Don't
count.
Shorter field.
I'm thinking we were tops in the 11-man pool though.
Okay, Steve, I see a guest picker right here. His name's Josh. Josh, get in. He's actually an employee here at Brothers Market. Josh, get in here. We need some expertise picking. So
Have,
down, Josh, right there.
have a seat here, Josh. Finally in his Iowa gear.
hey, fits right in.
You
Black
bet.
and gold.
We're all black here. Back in black. We should have that song playing right now, Steve.
Copyrights,
okay.
fellas.
That's true.
We,
That's true.
we
Maybe
look
we
like
all
Johnny
sing it.
Cash.
That's right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, we'll go with our first pick here. We got number 12, Oklahoma, at number 3, Texas.
I'm going to go with the Longhorns today.
Oklahoma.
Texas.
Who is it? Texas, Oklahoma?
Yeah, Texas. Isn't this like the
Red River.
Red River rivalry?
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
I'm going Texas. I don't know. This should be a good game,
By the
actually.
way, I want to ask. My hand is up. I'm
Hey,
asking
Steve,
Steve.
why does Alan always get a pick last? He gets to hear what everybody else is doing. That's why you're in
That's
first.
because I'm the oldest.
He's tied
here.
for first.
He's tied
He's tied
last.
for.
Yeah.
Next week, who's in first
I
gets to
say
pick
yeah.
last.
I say yeah. Exactly.
Steve, before we get to the second pick here, though, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, could you change the filter on me to look a little bit younger and get rid of these gray hairs? I mean, I seen my picture last week. I need a little upgrading, Steve.
I'll see what I can do.
All right.
And by the way, before we go any further, again, you were talking earlier about how you picked the first play of the game for the SK game.
I suppose you won.
Well, my pick in that same thread. Did you see it?
No.
My pick was Alan Sellers to Bruce Hahn and a flea flicker. That did not happen.
You weren't up in the press box.
It only didn't work because Bruce pulled his hammy.
I did.
Anyway,
Bending
all right,
over to pick up a sandwich.
All right. Our number 2 game is number 23 LSU at number 21 Missouri.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game. I'm going to go with the Tigers on this one.
It's the same.
Missouri.
Where's it at?
At Missouri.
Missouri.
You did say it. Notice I said Tigers on this one, right?
You did, yeah.
So
Which Tigers you going with there, Ricky?
I'm going with LSU.
So he's going to mark
right.
you down as a loss no matter what.
I think I'm gonna go with Missouri. I'm not sure why. I think this is a tight game.
In Missouri, home field
There
advantage.
you
I
go.
think it's kind of slightly kicking involved.
Yeah, without a
He
doubt.
went with Missouri because he knows if he picks the same as me, he can't lose.
See, that's my strategy, Steve. Alabama at Texas A&M. Another tight game.
I'm going to lead with Alabama on this one.
Man, that is a tough one because both teams are good, about even match on that one. Probably Texas A&M.
Aggies.
Alabama.
I'm going with Texas A&M because they kind of have the 12th man, and it's at A&M, and it'll be loud. That's a tough place to play, and I'm not a Saban fan. Number 20 Kentucky at number 1 Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia in a long. I think so. Josh?
Yeah, Georgia.
Georgia.
By the way, you guys were making fun of me picking Auburn last week, and they almost did it.
They did.
Almost. Kind of like horseshoes and hand grenades. It was close.
Is Georgia against who? Kentucky?
Yes.
Kentucky.
There we go.
Good pick.
Upset of
Good
the-
pick, Steve.
I'm gonna make some headway in the
Not
standings.
not so fast, Steve. Georgia all the way here.
That's pretty bold there, Cotton. See how that works out for you.
Number 10 Notre Dame at number 25 Louisville.
Yeah, I'm going Notre Dame on this one.
Louisville.
Go Irish.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's probably a little bit stouter here. I think Louisville's got a good team, but Notre Dame, I think, will win this game. TCU at Iowa State tonight.
Yeah, I see that's TCU's not what they were. I was TCU, so I don't even
I
have
was
to.
going
yeah.
to say, I
Iowa
was
State's
a
not.
little worried there, Rick.
No.
TCU.
Iowa State.
Oh, here we go.
I'll go with Iowa State. What the heck?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Iowa State because I love the uniforms they're wearing tonight.
that's throwback.
They're these throwbacks, and they wear white helmets and has Ames on it. And I just think those throwback uniforms, the guys,
jacked up.
yeah, they do. They get jacked up, and and play hard. So
And it's a night game at Jack Trice.
yeah, and it's a night game. So I think it'll be close, but I think Iowa State will pull through. The big game today, Purdue at Iowa.
I was going to win 7-3.
I know by 20 points.
By 12.
By 20.
Wow, Josh.
Wow, Josh. Iowa.
Brian Ferentz has watched the SK tapes. He is going. He's watched old. He's going to go single wing.
Okay.
I can feel it. I don't. Iowa, 13-10.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Hawks. I think this will be close. Purdue always gives us fits, but I think like we can pull out a 10-7 win.
Charlie
here.
Jones gone?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
gone.
okay.
Yep, a 10-7. Then our 2-point game for the week, I went NFL.
All right.
Dallas at San Francisco Sunday night. Prime time.
Oh, two terrible teams. Why do you put this on us?
I'm just really curious to know who Rick's going to pick here. Two of his favorites.
Brock Purdy plays for San Fran, so I've got to go with Dallas, right?
Interesting choice there, Rick.
Probably 49ers might be a close game.
Niners.
Niners.
I'm going the Niners by like 21 points.
Okay.
You're going the Niners,
Yeah,
really?
I'm going the Niners.
And Brock Purdy's really good. He
Purdy
is good, so
It's Purdy
pretty
time.
good.
He's
It's Purdy
pretty
time
good.
tomorrow night.
He's pretty good.
I'll give him that. That's my
So that's our pick, Steve. Rick, got anything else here?
No,
With the
it's-
store, just any notes?
Nope, nothing to come in. The Wings have been going out here crazy this morning. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm going out golfing in the tournament here in about an hour, so I'm going to start off in long pants, sweatshirts, kicking the shorts this afternoon. So go Hawks!
All right, thanks for coming in, Rick. Josh, thanks for picking.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Where's you got a final note?
Final note.
Be a
Oski,
segment in itself.
can tell Iowa
Oski
plays-
got beat by Xavier last night 42-0, which I thought Oski would be a lot better this year than that. And we're going to Eddyville next week. Keep it rolling all the way into the playoffs. And we've
Meskwaki
got
did not give up 100.
Meskwaki did not give up 100. And junior high football has been putting up some points also. Beat Davis County, both 7th grade and 8th grade. 7th grade has put up 62. 8th grade put up 46 just because Coach Sellers pulled the ball from our running back. And we got Oskaloosa this week.
Oh, nice.
Finish out our season 5-1 for both teams. That'd be a good year for two junior high football teams.
And you can tell Iowa plays later today because this show has lost a lot of control. I do believe so.
This is like a record.
Yes,
This is an
you can tell.
hour.
We're just going to continue to talk here, Steve.
Well, that's
It
because
really is.
when Al starts, I mean, next week we may have 6 guests at
Yeah,
once.
So here we go.
and by the way, Steve, the Iowa game is on the Peacock channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I know people aren't happy about
No.
that.
No.
They don't want to spend that
I
extra
didn't even
money.
know there was such a channel, but
Yeah.
Same
And
way
I
the
do
Gals
have
on
to
Peacock
say,
channel, so.
I do have to say thank you to Staff Sergeant Green for coming up last night, rolling by the Pekin game, come up and watch SK homecoming. Staff Sergeant Green with the National Guard brought me and Coach Sellers a couple hats. He's a good dude.
yeah. Yep.
He didn't bring me a hat.
Yeah.
That's because we're in the lead for the pick'ems.
Yeah, he saw those cowboy hat pictures and decided it was time to change it.
Hey, one last thing. Of course, look for the Athlete of the Week poll going up on Monday. If you're a coach, fan, a family member that wants to nominate somebody for the Athlete of the Week, get those in over the weekend. And we'll see what English Valley's athlete wins next week.
Very well. Thanks,
Exactly.
Steve. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Rick.
We'll see what happens. Get those votes coming in starting on Monday. That is the sports section live from Brothers Market here in Sigourney.
I'm gonna turn the radio on, gentlemen.
Thank you, Rick.
Thanks, guys.
That was fun.